So today is June the 25th, and the video you're about to see is of a trip that I made to Springfield, Ohio to the Red Power Roundup. And if you're not familiar with what that is, it's a gathering of international harvester enthusiasts and tractors, primarily tractors, of course. And this thing was put on by the let's see here, it's the International Harvester Ohio chapter, and man, they did a great job. This was one of the most enjoyable outings that I've had, and this is the program for it. I won't go through the whole thing, but let me just say that if you have an opportunity to go to one of these things, do it, and allow plenty of time. I was up there 2 days, and part of the day really yesterday afternoon, and then again this morning. But I could have stayed up there longer. I wanted to go on Thursday, but I really needed to work my day job. And you can walk the thing in a day. Maybe this thing goes to different locations. I think next year in 2023 it's going to be out in Nebraska, and I know it's been in Pennsylvania, but so I don't know how big those would be, but you could walk this one in a day, but that's really not sufficient, because if you have an interest in these tractors, it's more than just looking at, 30 Farmall M's. It's about talking to people and interacting. Some of the other international chapters are up there, and they've got tables set up, and you can go in and talk to them. And I actually joined a couple of chapters. One of them was in North Carolina, and the other one was in Virginia, up near Harrisonburg. But I didn't go up there to spend a lot of money, and I managed not to do that. I bought 2 things in particular. One of them, the sun was bearing down hard, and I wanted to buy. They have hats, straw hats up there. They're kind of like a Greg Norman golf hat with a kind of a flat brim turned up, but it wouldn't fit my big head, and I wanted to get the sun off my ears and the back of my neck in particular. And this goofy looking hat right here actually fit the bill. So at my age and being a dad, this hat delivered the mail to keep the sun off of me, but it also delivered the mail. If my kids had been up there, they'd have been completely embarrassed with this hat. I did not wear the long sleeve shirt. If I had, they'd have probably brought out the straight jackets and put me in the funny farm. The other item that I bought, which is really cool, is I bought a toy tractor. This is a Model 350 International Farmall, and just like my Farmall 350. But got to meet and talk to some great guys up there, and if I go to another one, I certainly would allow more time just to talk, not just about the tractors, but the technical aspects, the restoration potential for my 350. Some of the tractors that they had up there, there were a lot of there were just a lot of tractors, and of course they had Cub Cadets and they had trucks, and the featured items this year was the Farmall Cubs and the KB series trucks, which I really know nothing about the trucks, and I really don't know anything about the Cubs, but there were a slew of those things there. But there are also a lot of 1086 tractors. They were some 1020s. Let's see, 1206 Internationals. There were several gold demonstrators up there that had been restored. They were 1086 tractors. There wasn't too many. I saw one that I recall, 986. I saw an 886. I did not see a 3688, but I saw a couple of 5488s that were really nice. One tractor was on a trailer for sale. I believe it was a 5488. $49,000 it had, and then some, and it had like just over 2,000 hours on it. But it was a beautiful, those tractors, those guys do such a great job restoring those tractors. But they weren't all those big row crop tractors, and they weren't all restored. There was just a lot of, there were a lot of M's, and you know, it's kind of reflective of the demand by the farmer in that day. They were that was the big horse on the farm. So obviously, compared to the H, there were a lot of M's, and there were a goodly number, actually a lot of 400s, Farmall 400s, and 450s. There were more Farmall 300s. There were only a couple of Farmall 350s that I saw. There were probably more than that. I'm probably miscounting. But one thing that jumped out at me was just the magnitude of the International Harvester Company. The trucks and tractors and Cub Cadets and, you know, refrigerators and milking equipment. What a huge company that was. And the guys up there that you know, collect those things, like the H's and the M's, the 400s, 450s, those Farmall series tractors. Some of those things looked like they just came off the showroom floor, and others had their work clothes on. There wasn't anything done to them. They were just as original as I guess they could be, like they just pulled up out of the field, and that was pretty cool too. Hopefully you'll enjoy the video. This will not be a highly edited video, but I wanted to get it out sooner than later, so it's kind of in front of some of my other haying videos. But I really had a good time, and I would highly recommend it. If the Red Power is within striking distance, go see it, especially if you're an international guy. And so I'll just kind of conclude this part of the intro video to the video that I took up there. So I hope you enjoy it. So without further ado, here comes the rest of it. Thanks for watching. Comment and subscribe. All right. I am not on the farm today. I am somewhere up in Ohio, and I'm at the Red Power Roundup 2022. It's a beautiful day, about 82 degrees, and we're going to have a look-see around. The Farmall Cub is featured at this year's show, and I think there's a truck that's featured too. This place is polluted with tractors, and looked at the Farmall Cubs out there earlier. They're fine machines. My interest today is in like the Farmall 300, 400, 350, 450, and then I always like looking at tractors like that 1066 over there. So we'll keep going. Right here's a really nice Farmall 400.
Then you don't have all that wiggle and wobble.
And then a 300 here to go with it. Both of them have fast hitch, and this is the kind of fender I'd like to get on mine. The mighty 1456. What a machine. So right here is a 966, and I really looked hard to try to find one of these before I bought my Massey 1105. I test drove one in Pennsylvania, and it had a real nice power wash job on it. And once I got it warmed up, the blow-by on the engine was pretty bad, so I passed. Here's a black stripe 1066. I would consider one of those too. The 1066 doesn't have to be a black stripe, but funny thing about the black stripes, a lot of them are black stripes, but they're really not. So if you don't know what you're looking for, you might just get a nice paint job with decals. It's another 1466, and over here, here's a 450 Farmall. It's got the belt on it. What a great paint job on this thing. I'm reluctant to paint mine, but I know friends and family tell me I should. I just kind of like them in their working clothes. But I really like that white cream color contrast on these tractors. That must have been quite the machine when it came on the farm back in the day. Here's a nice looking 1206. My 756, one thing I liked about that paint scheme was the white stripe going down the side of the hood. You need a little more horsepower though. You can step over here and get yourself into a International 1566. And I don't know where I'm going with this video. It may just end abruptly, but I'm not going to try to get a video of every tractor and make a comment, but this one's a black stripe 1566, and then this one is not a black stripe. Pretty sweet. So right here is a Farmall 450 with a 4-bottom 412 mold board plow that fits on the fast hitch. That's a sweet machine right there. The big horse on the farm. Front weights. Nice. What the heck is that thing doing in here? Well, I guess Fiat did buy, in a roundabout way, international tractors. An interesting 350. LP gas, propane. And there's the tank. I always thought it'd be hard to see over those things, but maybe it's not. Right here's a tractor I wouldn't mind having. This is an 886, and I think that would be a good fit on our farm. Nice machine. Here's an MTA, Farmall MTA. There's the torque amplifier, and they're kind of a rare bird. A real advancement in the day, I think. One tractor that I'm not seeing very much of is just the 756 International. Here's another 450. There's plenty of these things here. The 350s not so much. I wouldn't mind having one. Here's a 1206 diesel, another sweet tractor with a chrome straight pipe on it. Here comes a Super M diesel right by, with an extra seat on the back. Here's a Farmall 400, but it's got the white paint like a 450, and from what I've read, when the let me let this racket get by. From what I've read, when the 450s and 350s came out with this color scheme, a lot of dealers, customers really liked it, the white, and a lot of dealers painted these things before they ever went off the lot. This tractor has an interesting name designation. I'm not sure I could bring myself to own one. I read there was considerable debate as to whether or not to use that, but I'll come back. International would come out with a model, or they would have basically they call them demonstrators, and they would paint them gold. They paint the hood gold, and a lot of them were painted over, but you know, a lot of people are savvy and they can tell what's underneath that coat of paint, and then some of them they just stayed like that and were used on a farm. if you need parts, this is the place. A lot of wide front ends right in here. I'd like to put one on my 350, but from a monetary standpoint, it's really not that big of a priority. That tent right back there, I got a great half-pound steak burger. Man, that hit the spot. $4.50, a little more in its work clothes. I'm not sure that seat's original, but this one's a diesel. There's a 400 diesel and an MTA behind it. Business, but there's not a John Deere hat or t-shirt in the whole place. That's a real farm truck. This is what I need on the farm. Long bid too. I'd say that's more than 8 foot. Corn picker on a Super MTA, and that thing's really tight around the body of that tractor. I don't know how you get on it. Maybe you parachute in, but that's got to be a hot contraption if it's warm outside. And the emergency exit, I don't know, maybe you climb out on the hood and jump. Here's another nice tractor, 986 International. That thing looks outwardly in really good shape. Right there's something I need, is a canopy for the Farmall 350. Nice tractor too. Close out the video, look at a couple of International trucks here. A B110. Step bumper. And then an International Scout. This is a Scout 80. Looks like it's in really good shape. I love these old Scouts. My first car was a 1970 International Scout 800A. That's kind of where I got my calling for International Harvester. So we're going to kind of leave it there. Hope you enjoyed the video. Comment, subscribe, and we'll talk to you later.